Mikulov, on the Czech-Austrian border, is a beautiful town in the wine region of Moravia. And last weekend, we went dowsing there. So, let's go dowsing. I've often been attracted to Holy Hill. You can see that in the video right now. But I started in the town with this horrendous mausoleum. It holds the remains of the Dietrichstein family, and for me casts a particularly evil presence. Now at the back of this, I found a type 4 positive line, and in the middle was laid this fella, who seemed to be enjoying the energies. As you can see, nice and relaxed. And I tracked that type 4 through the town, following it through the town, and also found the female pair, and it actually touched the edge of the gardens of the Mikulov chateau. And what a marvellous view you get of the countryside from the site of that line. So having tracked the line across most of the town, I then returned my attention to Holy Hill, but not before we went for a nice cup of coffee and a piece of cake, as we do on this channel. And here is the beautiful cake that I enjoyed this particular afternoon. Yum. Now the walk up Holy Hill, or Svatý Kopeček, is quite a hike. It's quite a climb, and whilst the hill was once a pagan site to the goddess, has been turned into a Roman Catholic pilgrimage, complete with the Stations of the Cross leading up to the chapel at the top of the hill. However, for us, what we were looking for were type 4 lines, and although we thought we got hints of type 4 lines going up, the climb is such that actually dowsing is not your first priority. Just getting up the hill is your first priority. The plan was to reach the top in time to watch the sunset, as well as do some dowsing. Now, I've been up this hill several times, and I had a spot in mind of magical energies that I've written blogs about. And it turned out that Eva, who joined me for the climb, also had a similar spot in mind. In fact, when we got to the top of the hill, we both walked to exactly the same rock in exactly the same place and found a spot of earth energies. The views from the hill are absolutely magnificent, and as you climb up this limestone cliff, you really do start to see the town of Mikulov in all its glory. The town of Mikulov was first developed as a centre of the estate by the Liechtensteins in 1249 to 1560. We heard about the Liechtensteins in a previous video. The Dietrichsteins ruled here in the years 1575 to 1945. But the focus of our trip up the hill were these small rocks. These are the rocks that both Eva and I independently had found earth energies, as do many other people, whether they know it or not. They tend to sit on this circular arrangement of stones at the top of the hill, with these other stones in the centre. Everybody finds wonderful energies at this particular spot, and in fact it is a node of two type 4 lines, male and female, that cross in that spot. You'll notice that the church missed this spot and built their church in the wrong place. These two rocks, wherever just was standing, that is the centre of this node on Svatý Kopeček in Mikulov. I'm sat on the node, Svatý Kopeček in Mikulov. It's a type 4 node, and I've always liked this place. Other people know this place. Everybody gravitates towards the same rock, and it's in what looks like a circle of stones, which I'll try to dig out. I'll try to dig out an aerial photograph to show that. But this is quite a special place. Once upon a time, this was a site of goddess devotion, there's no doubt. I love it. Having dowsed the line, it was time to watch the sun set. possibly as the ancients might have done from this very spot over millennia. The views are staggering. The skies look amazing. And as I said, you can see this circle of stones. Here's an aerial photograph of the area, and you can see, I think, a circle. And in the next image, I've marked where that circle is for more clarity. But it seems to me that there is in fact a circle of stones here, and that is where the node actually lies. Now, I'm not sure if this is a natural outcrop or this is something man-made, and I can't find any information on it at all. But I can tell you this, it is a very nice node. So we sat and we watched as the sun set over the pretty town of Mikulov. You could also see the limestone hills of Palava, where the famous wines of this region are grown. We were quite surprised at the size of the crowd that gathered for sunset. And spectacular it was. I'll let you watch in peace.